Trump shock. January 6th panel to vote on pushing DOJ to pursue Trump on 3 criminal counts. Welcome to Eagle News Channel. The report that will be considered by the select panel on Monday afternoon incorporates some of the suggestions that were made by the subcommittee that was in charge of evaluating potential referrals. The Select Committee meeting on January 6th is getting ready to decide on whether or not to urge the Justice Department to seek at least 3 criminal charges against former President Donald Trump, one of which is rebellion. 2 individuals who are aware with the study's contents have described it to Politico and said that it includes some recommendations from a subcommittee that assessed potential criminal referrals. The report is scheduled to be considered by the Select panel on Monday afternoon. Insurrection under Title 18 United States Code Section 2383, obstruction of an official proceeding under Title 18 United States Code Section 1512, and conspiracy to defraud the United States government under Title 18 United States Code Section 371 are some of the charges that have been proposed against Donald Trump by the subcommittee. It is not known whether the final report of the Select Committee will propose additional charges for Trump in addition to the 3 that were detailed to Politico, or whether it will urge other criminal charges for other individuals in Trump's bid to undermine his defeat in 2020. According to those who are aware with the matter, the document has an elaborate reasoning for the charges that are recommended to be applied. The report cites a ruling by U.S. District Court Judge Amit Mehta from February, in which he stated that Trump's language plausibly incited violence on January 6, 2021, when a mob of Trump supporters besieged the Capitol in an attempt to disrupt congressional certification of his loss to Joe Biden. This ruling is used to justify the incitement of insurrection. In addition to this, the paper notes the 57 votes that the Senate cast in Trump's second impeachment trial, which took place in 2017, to convict him on an incitement of rebellion accusation that was voted down by the House. The report of the Select panel also states that in order for Trump to be in violation of the Insurrection Act, he did not require an express agreement with the rioters. Rather, all he needed to do was provide aid or comfort to them. This is mentioned in the report. A representative from the Select Committee said they would not comment. A spokeswoman for Trump has spoken out against the committee's intentions. The January 6th Unselect Committee held show trials by Never Trump partisans who are a stain on our country's history, said Trump spokeswoman Stephen Chung in a statement. The trials were held by Never Trump partisans who are a blot on this country's history. This so-called kangaroo court was nothing more than a vanity documentary project for a Hollywood executive, which both belittles the intelligence of the American people and makes a mockery of our democracy. It is not needed for the Department of Justice, DOJ, which is already conducting a criminal investigation into activities taken by President Trump connected to January 6th, to take into consideration referrals from Congress, which carry no weight in the law. Despite this, the Select Committee intends to take action in the belief that the advice of lawmakers can have an effect on the decisions made by the prosecutor. Benny Thompson, the Democrat from Mississippi who is in charge of the panel, has also brought up the notion of referring the network of lawyers who are engaging in electoral subversion operations to outside organizations, such as bar associations. Throughout the entirety of their investigation, the politicians on the panel engaged in a lengthy discussion regarding the importance of referrals. However, in recent days they have emphasized the referrals' symbolic significance and turned them into a play for history. This is despite the fact that the Department of Justice and other agencies may take action. The enormous trove of evidence that the panel intends to release the following week, which will include transcripts of more than 1,000 witness interviews, may prove to be an even more significant development if it assists federal prosecutors in determining which leads to pursue and which witnesses may have committed crimes themselves. During the course of its investigation, the committee conducted interviews with practically every member of Trump's inner circle, including his children Ivanka and Donald Jr., as well as his White House lawyer Pat Cipollone and attorney Rudy Giuliani. They conducted interviews with members of Trump's security detail from the Secret Service, along with members of his campaign team, attorneys, and White House employees. And despite the fact that a few of the most important witnesses pleaded the Fifth or cited privileges that the committee was unable to penetrate, several gave astonishing proof that Trump was behind the plot. Since the beginning of the investigation, the panel has maintained that Trump intentionally circulated false assertions about the outcomes of the election in order to disrupt Joe Biden's ascension to the presidency. They claim that in the hectic weeks that followed the election on November 3, 2020, President Trump exerted systematic pressure on state and local government officials, as well as on members of the Justice Department and his own vice president, to assist him in securing a second term that he had not won. After such attempts were unsuccessful, it is said that he then attempted to prevent the election results from being certified by Congress by utilizing the presence of a mob that he was aware contained armed individuals. The panel also asserts that President Trump committed perjury when he signed court documents attesting to evidence of election fraud, even though he was informed that the evidence was inaccurate, and that he incited the crowd at a rally on January 6 by telling them to fight like hell and march on the Capitol. They believe that when the crowd was attacking the Capitol, Trump incited greater violence by tweeting an assault on then Vice President Mike Pence, who was running away from the mob at that precise moment. They say that Trump did this while the mob was attacking the Capitol. And despite the pleading of his allies for him to step in, President Trump did not directly instruct the mob to disperse even as the violence persisted. Instead, he kept watching the attack on television and kept holding phone talks with allies to continue plotting how to stay in power. Support the channel by like and share the video. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell to receive the latest news. Thank you for watching.